Hey, happy Friday, everyone. Hope you are doing good. This is a beautiful day, and I am happy to be here. It's a rainy day outside, and I love the rain, so I'm happy about that. And I hope you are doing exceptionally well wherever you are. And this is in the raw, unscripted, unpracticed, unedited conversation. We are speaking about Jesus' sayings, the sayings of Jesus, the things that he said while he was here on earth. And today we're going to look at Luke 11:9. And it says this: "So I say unto you, ask and it will be given to you. Seek and you will find. Knock and the door will be opened to you." And so this is just to give a little bit of context, disciples were asking Jesus to, how they should pray. What should we say when we pray? And he said, simple. Ask and it will be given to you. Seek and you will find. Knock and the door will be open to you. And I find it very interesting that he is giving three commands, three imperatives, right? Ask, seek, and knock. And those are things that we need to do. If we don't have an answer to something, we ask. Nowadays we ask Google, right? Or we ask Siri, or we ask Alexa, or and we get our questions answered, right? We ask. And so Jesus is saying you need to ask. You need to go out of your box, or however we should put this, your comfort zone, and you need to ask. And sometimes it's difficult for us to ask. Sometimes it's difficult for us to ask questions because we don't want to look like we are asking the wrong question, or don't want to look like we are asking a silly question, right? A dumb question. And so we don't want to ask. And how many times have you found yourself in a situation where you prefer not to ask? You know that you should, you know that it's good for you to ask, but you don't do it, right? I've been in that situation. Seek and you will find, he says. And to seek takes it a step further, right? From asking. You can ask and you get your question answered. But if you haven't found what you need, then he says seek. Go out and look. Go out and investigate, right? So that you can find. It's one thing to say, if you lose something in your house and you ask around, hey, anybody seen my glasses? You're looking for them all over the place, and you're not really going to find them if you just resort to asking. Everybody's going to say, no, I haven't seen them. And you have to go out and seek. You have to go out and look for them. You look into the drawers, you turn things upside down to find your glasses or whatever it is that you're looking, right? So it requires a little bit more action. Asking is the first step, but then you have to go and seek. You have to go look. That's an action word, right? And then the last imperative, the last command is knock and the door will be open to you, right? Sometimes we seek for things, but we don't open any doors in our quest for finding. We don't open any doors, or we don't make an effort to open the door. And we need to also take it another step further, not just asking, not just seeking, not just looking around, but also knocking. That requires an effort, a physical effort on our part. We need to knock. We're not going to be able to get inside anywhere that has a door that's locked unless we knock, unless we call at the door, unless we, knock at the door. If I want to visit somebody, I can ask, where they live, and I can get the answer, but that's not going to get me into their house. I can go out and seek. I can go out and look for the house, and I can find the house after I seek it, but that's not going to get me into the house. What's going to get me inside the house is knocking on the door. He says, knock on the door, and the door will be open to you. So those are 3 commands. We need to ask, but don't just, once you get the answer, don't just, be satisfied with that. We need to seek. And when we find, we're not just going to say, oh, I found this. We need to knock. We need to open that door, and we need to go in. When we go in, we will enjoy the presence of God. We will enjoy His company when we go in. This reminds me of a passage in Revelation. Jesus says, I am at the door and I knock. If you open the door, I will come in. I will sit down at the table and eat with you, right? And so He's saying, we need to knock so the door will be opened. And so that is the important step, the most important step. We can ask and we'll find the answer. We can seek and we will find the place. But it's not going to be until we knock that we will be able to get inside the place. All right. Well, I hope you have an amazing day. I hope that you have a great weekend. We will talk to you soon.